Well, it's been an amazing year, a real privilege to be part of heading up a group of such passionate and motivated people who've been working in this field for years. My experience has always been from the MDGs when sanitation was the poor relation. So coming to the council at a time when we're getting the 2030 agenda, we're broadening the scope. We're seeing how can an institution like this that had good results get even better results. What does it need to do to figure that out? And how did we go about putting together the strategic plan to help us do that? So that whole process of engaging with different people, both in Geneva and going to the field in India and seeing how it really works in scaling it all up. That's been amazing. And for me, it's taken into my work in other places, because I've been in Nigeria as the Minister of Environment, a different perspective, a lens that I can speak to my Minister of Water Resources, that I can speak to the Minister of Health, I can talk to the local level governments and really bring some of the experiences that I've had in this 1 year. I think understanding first that, the SDGs are a universal whole, so they're indivisible. Your entry point is whichever mandate you take, and so the 6.2 for sanitation is important. But as you say, docking station is how do you look at gender? You pull that strand. What's the education part of it? What role has this got in reducing poverty? If we're looking at cities and sanitation, what's that going to look like by 2030? And how are we going to bring the rural to the urban, knowing fully well the demographics tell us that cities will be where the most people will be. So it's very exciting. It's exciting in that you're going to have to use partnerships for this, and Goal 17 is about how is that going to feed into that so-called docking station for what we do. I think what WSSCC will be doing is helping to facilitate and convene around the concept, because conceptually moving from the MDGs to the SDGs is tough. It's tough for the multilateral system, it's tough for countries. So bringing people around the table to brainstorm on how to make that work across sectors, across constituencies, sharing resources, which we haven't done before, moving out of the silos is where the real challenges are going to be. So how can we be fit for purpose to do that? And these are some of the tough discussions that we've been having of late, and they're not easy, but I think they're doable, and we've got the experiences to build on. It's also an opportunity where technology is available now, and we can share a lot of what we have with young people across countries, so there are no borders really, and to bring all of that to the fore, using case by case, country by country. There is no one size fits all. It's about being responsive and looking at those different environments, whether it's conflict, humanitarian, it's rural to urban, it's slums, whatever it is, we do have a solution, and it's about bringing those solutions to the people. I think clarity around the result that we want to see. The processes will always be there, and everyone's got a different process. We have to burden less the countries and provide the results and be accountable for that. And so bringing the partners together with comparative advantages that look at the result as a measure of our success is where we really need to be. And so if we're looking at sanitation, who are the partners that we need to have to deliver on sanitation at the local level? It could be the local community where women in the marketplace will be the best partners for that. That may be the entry point. It could necessarily be that there are already sanitation workers there in that community, and so they would be the entry point. There are different ones. I think we have to think harder. And we have to be collaborative in that engagement. The silos themselves created tensions and competition. And what we did in the multilateral system, we passed that on to civil society, we passed it on to the partners in the private sector. So it's about us breaking that and convening those spaces and bringing people together around results in people's lives, and really looking to see how you can get feedback that is constructive. It's not one of about failure, it's one about how you can improve doing the things you need to do to get the results. Lots of people. Well, for those in the community, you've done amazing work, and take credit for it, because you have made a difference in people's lives. But there is so much more to do. So you have to stretch, and you have to get uncomfortable. Because if you're not doing the work that we need to do for the billions that are without sanitation. And I think that that's what's important today, is that, we've got the tools. We're in a very much better place, many of us, than billions and millions of others. So how can we get out of that stretch? We're not fit for purpose yet. And take that not as a criticism, but that we have more to do, and we've got experiences, and we need more skill sets, and we can come together, we can do it. So dig deep and do more. For the donors, understanding that now's not the time to withdraw. Now's not the time to become insular about it or worried about what you can't give. It's about finding the solutions of how you can give. Ask us to be more efficient. Ask us to partner together to make money go further. Because, there are always efficiency gains, but now's not the time to withdraw. It's the time to bring more money in, to be more innovative, to leverage resources, and to really think out of the box about these things. And it's not a cliche. It's absolutely necessary because we know the resources are there. And we've got to find the keys to unlock them. And that requires us all to come together so that we can give the reasons for donors to go make the case. But we must be also accountable for the results once those investments come.